Hey, what's up guys, this is RyanSir264 and I wanted to give you guys a genuine reaction to something I purchased online. You guys probably figured this out by now, but if you haven't, I love robots. My favorite robot of all time has to, hands down, be Wally Cleveland. My favorite robot of all time has to be R2-D2 by far. He's a hero, he's an awesome character, and he actually contributes to the plot, unlike BB-8 or Chopper. So, and to me, this is one of the best examples of how to do a robot character. And when I was growing up, I could not. I just loved robots, and I couldn't get enough of Star Wars. And I also still love Wally, and this is my original childhood Wally toy. It's been through a lot, and still have it. And Wally led me to Short Circuit, but because for some odd reason, Short Circuit doesn't have any official robots, I found the best alternative was Rob the Robot. And he's my favorite Smash character, one of my favorite Nintendo characters, and he's just really cool. And he's practically the reason the North American video game market even still exists, because of Rob the Robot. So, throughout the years, I've collected many different robots, got into Transformers and Robotech and all that other stuff, but the one thing I always lost in space, the one robot I always wanted to have but haven't until this point, was Johnny 5. There's just something about him. He's really cool. He's a good character. Love Short Circuit 1 and 2. And recently I was going on eBay and I was looking around and I found some guy selling Johnny 5s, 3D printed, and it is right here in this little box. And I wanted to have a live reaction to it, so. I think it came disassembled. I don't know if it was meant to come disassembled though. Holy smokes! Oh, that's cool. This guy has laser. Arm out. Wow, the arm actually moves, and it's 3D printed. So let's get that back in. Oh, that moves? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and the laser. Oh, okay, okay, that's badass. I mean, that's cool. That's so cool. And this is the repair arm that goes somewhere, I think. Hang on one second. So, apparently, while it was being shipped, the person who shipped it to me, the thing about transporting things is what you want to do is you want to have, like, example for this, you want to have it encased with bubble wrap or something, because stuff happens, and he didn't do that, which is a little disappointing, in my opinion, because, I mean, I don't have, let's see. I mean, one second. All of this bubble wrap went around this book right here. I mean, all of this bubble wrap. So that's how you really should transfer these things. And I will be putting that in my eBay review comments. Which is a real bummer, because this was really expensive, too. I mean, this wasn't cheap. So for the guy to just throw it in the box, literally, he threw it in this little cardboard box and call it a day is lazy, in my opinion. The quality of the toy, it's missing its head, which the head is in there, and the head looks great. I mean, this is in and of itself is an amazing model, but he didn't think about how it was going to be tossed around and stuff, so I gotta knock points on that, you know? You shouldn't have to repair the damn thing right after you buy it. Which, at least with NECA figures, I mean, they break the moment you get them out of the box or something. I mean, this was already broken. I was shaking the box, and I gently shaked the box and was going, ah, shit. So, unfortunately, Johnny 5 is not alive. He is missing his head. But overall, I mean, this is really cool still. I'll definitely do a full-on video once I get let me find some super glue and see if I can't repair this guy. Because this is really cool. I mean, you got the little joints and things actually move. Ah, man, it's I don't want to call it crap, you know? So, give me a minute. Give me some time. Let's see if I can't repair this guy. There's a fair amount of small pieces, and I know I have to have super glue around here somewhere. So, anyways, I guess I'll cut to that. Alright, after a long while of waiting for it to finally dry, this is the Jonny 5 that I bought online. I'm not going to say the creator of it, and I'll get into that in a little bit. The detail on this is really good for the size, and for the fact that this is 3D printing. The treads, to me, look amazing. The bottom's not so amazing because it is sitting there as it's printed. The neck, unfortunately, has been retooled because the original neck was sitting on those 3 pegs. You can see that one right to the neck. So, and because it broke and because the pegs were just unbelievably brittle, I just said screw it and I just super glued the sucker down. But and then we have the detail over here, and I mean, honestly, the detail is straight up amazing on this thing. It's so good, and the fact that this is 3D printed is also amazing. And it's got its eyes and the eyebrows and all the little detail on the head. I think the detail on this thing is amazing. I mean, it's 3D printed. I couldn't be happier with the detail. I mean, there are a couple little things, but I think it's awesome. So let's get into the articulation. So the first things first, the laser cannon does move up. It probably does go 360, but it can't because there's an arm in the way. So got the laser cannon and it can move. It's got a loose connection right there, so you can't get it to stay in that position. Oh, there you go. A little. I would have liked if there was a little detail for the laser pointer itself. That would have been cool, but it is pretty cool anyways. And Jonny 5, it also would have been cool if it actually came with his tool chest instead of the laser gun, because in Short Circuit 2 he does switch it out for a toolbox instead of a laser can. Over here we have his Accessory Tool Kit, which does move, but it doesn't really have any accessories that pop out, but the detail on it is pretty nice, and it is cool that he included it. And it's also cool that it moves, and the arms also move a little bit, and the forearms also move as well. The hands do not move, and that's pretty much all of the articulation. So, into the size comparison, it is a 3 3/4 inch scale, so it works perfectly with any G.I. Joe or Star Wars action figure kind of scale. And that's some side by side with some other action figures. And when it comes to scale, I actually think it's quite accurate. Jonny 5's not that tall when he's not fully extended, but when he is in that standard position, he is pretty tall. And one of the things I've always wanted to do since childhood was have Wally and Jonny 5 side by side. So, as you can see, the designs when it comes to both of them are very similar. They even both have 3 fingers. But when it comes to the characters of both, I can easily say, in my personal opinion, I think Wally as a character is better. But they're 2 different characters. I mean, between the 3, R2-D2, Jonny 5, and Wally, R2-D2 wins in my personal opinion. But they're all great robots, and they all have their own unique features. I mean, but I will admit, it is kind of funny. Both have treads, both have 3 fingers, both have kind of eyes for binoculars for eyes, and both also have lasers. So, did they really rip off Jonny 5? We don't really know that for sure. Some say yes, some say no, but anyways. Before I wrap up this video, I do want to mention my final thoughts about the shipping. And for those who think I'm weird, this is another 3D printed thing that I ordered online. So, what did the guy do? Number 1, bubble wrapped plastic envelope thing, small glass jar, and look, the item inside is covered in bubble wrap, so the things on the inside don't get damaged. And would you look at that? both my Cortanas are fine and not broken. And granted, this isn't bubble wrapped, but it was still wrapped up and very safe. Ain't nothing gonna be breaking that plastic container anytime soon. Ultimately. So overall, do I recommend Jonny, this 3D printed Jonny 5 from eBay that I bought from the guys that I bought them from? It's hard to say. As a Short Circuit fan, there's a part of me that says yes, but there's also a part of me who is more logical, and I say no. It was very expensive. What I needed to do, the shipping was relatively quick, but I did have to super glue the living crap out of its head to get it repaired. It wasn't shipped it was shipped broken. The cost, I mean, this thing wasn't cheap. So, but the level of detail, the articulation, the fact that it is 3 3/4 inch scale, I'm gonna have to give it a 5 out of 10. I feel like the negatives and the positives just counterbalance each other, you know? And will I be buying from this eBay buyer again? I think I'll just show you guys. So, I think that answered that question. No, I will not be purchasing anything else from this guy. And it's a real bummer because I love Short Circuit. I really do wish some official company would make a Jonny 5 toy that's about in this scale, but it just doesn't exist, which is a real bummer because I really want one to have existed. Am I happy with the 3D printed one? Yeah, a little bit, but I really do wish it didn't ship broken. What I would recommend to the guy who sold it to me, besides bubble wrapping the body itself, I also recommend in the neck area, when it comes to the pegs, I would recommend 3D printing a cylinder around the body, around the neck pieces itself, and have the 3 pegs, but have a cylinder in between those to give it some more strength. As it is far too brittle. But overall, if you're a huge Short Circuit fan, I recommend it. But if you enjoy the movies and you want a model of it, I don't know if I can really recommend it. I can only really recommend this to the hardest of core Short Circuit fans, which really sucks because I really wish I could jump on here and say, man, this is the coolest thing on the planet. But it came to me broken, so I gotta throw that in there. So anyways, guys. So it's been some time. Yes, Jonny 5 did ship broken to me, and yes, it was very expensive. But when it comes to robots, or giant mechs, there are some that are very iconic, and some that have been lost to time. For me personally, Jonny 5 will be a robot that I will always love. And it's nice to finally own a representation of him for my robot collection. To me, he's just as cool as Wally, just as badass as R2-D2, but unfortunately has been forgotten to time. So, overall, it's an awesome collectible. Yes, I have some issues with it, but I'm very glad that I did buy it anyways. So guys, this is Renus R2-D2 64. Peace, and have a great day. And Jonny 5 will always be alive in my heart.